Hi and welcome to the video. Fire is one of my favorite elements and everybody knows Charizard is amazing, but the fiery dragon is at a big disadvantage against rock and water types. And unfortunately, these are the first two gyms in Kanto. That's why I want to find out, can I beat Pokemon Leafgreen with only fire type Pokemon? In Firered and Leafgreen are some fire Pokemon. The Charizard line and Arcanine are outstanding strong. Ninetales, Rapidash and Magmar are great as well. And Flareon? Let's not talk about Flareon. Technically speaking, Moltres is here as well, but I'd rather not play Legendaries. I like Firered more, especially with the topic at hand, but in Leafgreen is an additional fire-type Pokemon to catch. Let's talk about the rules. I can only use fire-type Pokemon in battle. I can't use any items in battle besides Pokeballs, but held items are allowed. And I play on set mode. The early game might be rough. With that said, let's begin. Oh, if you liked the video, please subscribe for more in the future. The first starter Pokemon is a fire-type Charmander. Welcome to the team, Charizard. My rival takes Squirtle because he wants to have the upper hand. And unfortunately for him, he shows very poorly, because Charizard showed him that type advantage isn't everything. After getting the parcel for Oak and trading it in for the Pokédex, I level up a bit to challenge the rival again on Route 22. Since it is a 2-on-1 battle, I assume the level will not be enough, and yeah, level 9 is not good enough to beat both Pidgey and Squirtle. At level 10 it is not that much different, but I feel it is very close to be possible. The magical level 11 seems to shift the title battle in my favor. First against Pidgey I just use Ember, and unfortunately it is not a 2-hit KO, but the burn helps to get a bit less damage in the process. Against Squirtle I use Scratch until Charmander is in the yellow. The ability should boost the Ember damage over the Scratch damage, but I win in the end on exactly 4 HP. It was very close. The first gym leader is Brock, and he has an Onix with Rock Tomb. That is a very big problem for Charizard. I assume this will take a very long time, so I decided to beat up every bug catcher in Viridian Forest to gain experience for that one battle. While doing so, Charizard learns Metal Claw, which will play a big role in the first gym. Already at level 15, a level 2 high for Brock, but I need all the power I can get. Metal Claw deals a good amount of damage to Geodude, and after a few hits it goes down. While that looks very good for Charizard, Onix is next and the Rock Tomb absolutely destroys the little fire guy. I try again, maybe Onix is nice and wants to give me a little chance, but no. It just uses Rock Tomb until Charizard is out of HP, which happens really fast. I don't see how to win this battle without getting very lucky, which means leveling up a bit more. Back in Viridian Forest, beating up all the weak bug types until Charizard reaches level 16 and evolves into its next form, Charmeleon. This might be a bit overkill, but we want to win whatever it takes. This battle was actually very funny. Geodude doesn't stand a chance against Charmeleon's Metal Claw, and Onix does take a lot of damage, but Rock Tomb is used again. For some reason it uses Bind now. I was very confused why it uses something different, but then Metal Claw also gives an attack boost, which I completely forgot was possible. These two things help Charizard to beat Brock, and the first badge is mine. I meet Oak's assistant again, and he has some nice running shoes for me, which helps a lot to get around the map. With only one Pokemon in the early game, I will outlevel a lot of stuff. Seeing Brock and considering Misty, I might end up at a way too high level for the mid game. There isn't a way around it, I don't think. Getting new Pokemon is the highest priority, and I try to have each of them at a similar level to see some variety. Also, after Moon are two Fighter, which teaches Mega Kick and Mega Punch. I gave both moves to Charizard and hope to beat the next gym a little bit earlier. I already assumed to lose horribly, but I tried against Misty anyway. Thanks to Mega Kick, Staryu can't even do a move. Everything is now on Starmie. It's faster, and Water Pulse nearly one-hit KOs Charizard, while Mega Kick doesn't even deal half. Yeah, that doesn't work out, I need some more level. The Rival Nugget Bridge can be quite annoying, depending on the battle against Pidgeotto, but Mega Kick connects and crits to beat it. Squirtle is next and Mega Kick doesn't hit. After withdraw, it's just a question of the right damage combinations. Kick does below half, and while Punch does less damage, it has a higher hit rate. After trading for a while, Squirtle goes down. Abra doesn't have any moves to use against Charizard, and Metal Claw KOs in one hit, while boosting attack. Last is Rattata, and Quick Attack deals some damage before it goes down with one kick as well. The rival might be quite weak for now, but he will get very strong very fast. I want to try Misty after each level up, but at 22 she is still too strong and KOs Charizard without any issues. At level 25 happens something which was very interesting to me. Water Pulse hits and confuses. Okay, but the turn after I would have been faster, and that means we are at a speed tie. If I get another level, I should just win. Or I just try again. Staryu is down in one kick again. Starmie is next and I am faster to hit with Mega Kick and deal over half. Water Pulse is very dangerous, but no confusion this time. Another Mega Kick beats the Water type gym leader and earns the second badge, only 4 level over Starmie. I think that's pretty good. I catch a Spearow, even though it's not a fire type. I like to have HMs and Pokemon which are not the ones I use in battle. After talking to Bill, I received the SSN ticket to go on a nice vacation. In Vermilion City I can trade my Spearow in for a Farfetch'd. This is an amazing Pokemon. It can use both Cut and Fly. Both would be possible to use on Charger, but that's blocking 2 move slots already. The rival on SSN is quite unfortunate. This might be one of the few runs I have to overlevel on Misty in order to continue, and the rival is still at a low level. Pidgeotto's Sand Attack was quite annoying, and that's actually made the battle against Water kind of close, but in the end, Charger prevails and beat the rival with some HP left. Thanks to HM Cut, I can battle against the next gym leader, Lieutenant Surge, and with Dig, I have quite a nice time. The only issue I could see here would be double team, but Voltorb and Pikachu don't stand a chance, while Raichu can actually tank one Dig. After Super Potion, a little bit of damage in front, and then KO with Dig, I get the next batch of the run, only 5 more to go. Before moving on, I want to trade in this coupon for a bike. The next section of the game will take a lot of walking around. The rock tunnel is quite unique, very dark and dangerous for Charger. The first trainer is already giving me trouble, nearly beating me with Bonemerang, and I have a lot of issues with Slowpokes, but I somehow managed through. Passing rock tunnel is something very special. It marks the next part of the game, and for this run specifically, it opens up the first new teammates. Since I play in Leaf Green, the first encounter is Vulpix. I really like this one, because my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue, and I love Vulpix. Vulvul is now part of the team. The next teammate waits in Celadon City. It is Eevee. I can already hear you saying, it is not a fire type Pokemon, but thanks to the Firestone, it will be. I feel like Flareon is heavily underestimated by the Pokemon community, but I like to think it is just misunderstood. To get Vulvul and Flafla up to speed, I have to grind a lot. It takes an immense amount of time, and after Vulvul reaches level 29, she learns Flamethrower. That is the point she can evolve into Ninetales, which is an amazing Pokemon. Of course, the next gym leader is a grass type enthusiast, Erica, which is very easy for me, it doesn't really matter. I could have used Charger instead, but Vulvul was on the same level as Erica's Vileplume, and it is new to the team. That's enough reason for me to use it and gain the next badge in this run. In the Celadon game corner is the entrance to Rocket Hideout. I like this place, it feels like a real villain headquarters. After cleaning up the Rocket Hideout, I can face Giovanni, leader of Team Rocket, for the first time in this run. Onix and Rhyhorn are quite hard to beat without any special super effective moves, but Flamethrower is good enough to KO them after a while. Kangaskhan on the other hand is a real issue. It is very strong and has a lot of devastating moves like Fake Out and Mega Punch. Vulvul deals a huge amount of damage before going down, but Flafla is here to save the day, defeating Kangaskhan after some of my favorite moves in the game, Secret Power. Defeating Giovanni is necessary to gain the Silph Scope, which allows me to continue the run. In the Pokemon Tower waits the rival again. I assume he was meant to be battled directly after Rock Tunnel and not like this. It makes a bit more sense for the level of his Pokemon. At this point he is quite out-leveled and I destroy him pretty easily. Or more like if Vulvul beats him handily, I don't even need to switch out. At the top of the tower is Mr. Fuji, and since I rescued him from the claws of Team Rocket, he gives me the Pokeflute as a reward. I can use it in front of Snorlax to open up the path to the next city, Fuchsia City. The Safari Zone is one of the greatest things in the Pokemon world. I really like it. There's not a lot of stuff I need, just Surf and the gold teeth for later on. The Silph Co is a hotbed of villains. Team Rocket is gathered here to take it over, but I am here to sweep through and clean up the whole building. While beating up Team Rocket, Charger evolves into its final form, Charizard. This dragon Pokemon is just amazing. I love trainers like these. You press on deck and while underground, they explode. The next Pokemon used is also weak to a ground type move, just brilliant. With all the money, which Team Rocket Grunts happily donated to me, I can buy the Team 30 Shadow Ball. It doesn't look too amazing on Flafla, but it will shine in just a bit. I'm not confident beating the rival Silph Co just yet, but let's try anyway. Charger is the fastest Pokemon I have, and Flamethrower deals a lot of damage to Pidgeot, but the bird can dish out some nasty damage as well. Of course, Blastoise is already next, and I'm a bit confused by that Protect spam. Wing Attack's damage is fine, while Blastoise usually only needs to connect with one move, but for some reason it is only Water Gun, one of the weaker water type attacks. Charge still goes down, but it passed the weight for Flafla. The giant turtle is down after some more damage, and the rest should go way smoother. Growlithe has Intimidate, more annoying than dangerous, but Dig and Secret Power wins over Takedown. Execute is not really a threat to a Flareon, but Flafla doesn't have a fire type attack. Shadow Ball is plenty damaged though. Blasted Alakazam and it survived Shadow Ball, which is very interesting, but I guess Intimidate did its thing. Rival at Silph was way easier than expected. The Fire Squad had an easy time when Blastoise only uses Protect and Water Gun. The reward for beating the rival here is a Lapras. I can't use it in battle, but it's very useful with Surf and Strength to finish the game. Now comes the final boss of the Silph arc, and for some reason it's Giovanni. Think about this. You have to beat the rival first before you can challenge Giovanni. But the rival is way stronger than Giovanni. Maybe with another team, Giovanni could be an issue, but I don't know. He seems so weak here. Charger and Flafla together are way more than enough for Giovanni to handle. After rescuing Silph from Team Rocket's clutches, I received a Master Ball, but I don't know if I will use it. You can buy Charcoal at the game corner, maybe I should have bought it earlier. It boosts fire type attacks, and considering I can only use fire type Pokemon in battle, it might be very useful. I actually forgot to beat Koga. Usually I beat him up before finishing the Silph, but for some reason I just skipped him. That makes the battle quite easy to be honest, but I think Koga is very easy in the first place. I heard he is way more annoying in solo challenges, especially in Gen 1. Charger with the Charcoal boosted Flamethrower just mows down Koga's team. Just at the end, Volvol has to help out a bit. Getting poisoned is not very nice. With Koga and Silph done, I can challenge Sabrina. This battle is actually quite interesting. Flafla on Shadow Ball beats Kadabra and Mr. Mime quite easily. But I realized against Venomoth quite quickly that I still don't have a fire type move. And of course I make the big mistake in staying in until the very end to beat up Venomoth. But Sabrina's Hyper Potions are too much for Flafla to handle, and in the end I still switch out into Volvol, which I should have done ages ago. Blasts Alakazam and I try to confuse it, but Sabrina has a full heal ready to use. I didn't even know this was a thing for Sabrina. Anyway, Volvol goes down after a while and Charger is here to clean it up. It's also faster. Charizards are just way too good. Anyhow, the badge is mine and I should finally get a new teammate. Or so I thought. I guess they removed the fire type from the Pokemon Mansion, which means I still have only 3 Pokemon to use, but it should be enough, I hope. I skipped all the trainers in Blaine's gym, tried to battle nothing in between Sabrina and Blaine, but it didn't work, since I ran into some scientist guy in the mansion. Anyway, I want to find out who the stronger fire type user is. And Flafla is quite good against Growlithe. Ponyta is pretty bad against a Flareon as well. But Rapidash was just too funny for me. For some reason, Blaine thought it was an amazing idea to use Bounce right before I use Dig, which results in Flafla taking no damage, while Rapidash has to tank every single dig I used. That was amazing. After a while, Rapidash goes down and Arcanine is last. That one was something too. Takedown misses and Secret Power Paralyze, which results in so much trouble for the Fire Dog. When my Flareon goes down, I can use Volvol to clean it up. I still had Charizard to use, so the battle was heavily in my favor. The 7 level difference wasn't too bad. Going to the Savvy Island is not mandatory, it's just a side quest. But I like to go there, especially in this run, because it has some partners waiting for me. I thought Ponyta was available in the Pokemon Mansion, but I guess it was Gen 1 only. Doesn't matter, I found Ponpon at last and added it to my team. I think nobody saw this coming, but at the top of Mount Ember is the last partner, Moltres. Just throw Master Ball and... Just kidding, I don't use Legendaries. But the real last Pokemon to catch is Magmar. I actually really like this Pokemon and hope it will do some amazing plays later on. Finishing up the sidequest storyline, this little girl is attacked by a level 30 Hypno. I always found this one odd, because it has a lower level than the surrounding Pokemon. So I beat it up very easily and can continue the main storyline. By bringing the new partner up to speed, Ponpon evolves into Rapidash. The last gym leader is Giovanni and I don't know how to feel about him. Rhyhorn can be really annoying, but for some reason it only uses Scary Face against Charger. The second Rhyhorn used Scary Face as well, but I chicken out and switch into Vulvul, seeing a devastating Rock Blast. Okay, that can be quite difficult now. After Vulvul goes down, I use Charger again, pushing Rhyhorn into Hyper Potion range and get the burn, which is huge considering Rock Blast nearly beat my Charizard with its 4 times super effectiveness. The last Pokemon aren't that bad anymore, since they don't resist Fire-type moves, but the Nidos each survived one and beat Charger in the end. I used Ponpon for some style points with Ember. Giovanni is defeated and I didn't even need to level up besides the new members. I now have all 8 gym badges and the last 6 battles are up ahead. One of the last battles is against the rival at Route 22. It's basically a taste of what's to come. I didn't level up yet and want to try out the strategy of setting up the sun, but Pidgeot survives Flamethrower and runs away to hide behind Blastoise. Since the big turtle is faster, Rain Dance overrides Sunny Day, and that is the point where I knew the battle is over. Even though Blastoise only has Water Gun as a water damaging move, it is plenty enough to get my team down in multiple turns. I think I need to level up so far that at least Rapidash outspeeds Blastoise to set up Sun, or at least use it for Solar Beam. I get back to grinding. I got everyone to the same level and want to try again. This time Magmar can beat Pidgeot and the rival chooses Rhyhorn next instead of Blastoise. But Flamethrower under the sun is so strong, it KOs anyway. Now comes Blastoise and Magmar goes down before any move is used. I choose Pom-Pom next and the Solar Beam did an insane amount of damage, but it was a critical hit. I reapplied the sun, but no healing item was used, which might have been a mistake on my part. Blastoise goes down, and that's definitely the strongest Pokemon the rival has against me. The 10 level difference was huge, and I hope the Elite Four will be a bit more smoothly, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much just yet. Before starting the final grind of the game, I want to see how far I can go at this point. Of course I am severely underleveled, and as you can see I have absolutely no chance whatsoever. Sunny Day might be the way to go here, but I need to have way more firepower behind it. Solar Beam only did about half and Flamethrower does too low damage to make up for it. And keep in mind, this is the first Pokemon of the first trainer in the Elite Four. Lance and the champion will be leagues ahead of Lorelei. I will level up a lot more and try again. At level 50 it should go a lot more doable. The setup is the same, Sunny Day, tank the damage and proceed to use Solar Beam. It still doesn't KO and that is basically the story of the battle. Dugong is way too tanky and can take most hits easily. Most of the team goes down here, but Charger in the end is able to KO Dugong finally. Cloyster is pretty bad against the Charizard anyway, and Lapras can tank Charger's Blaze boosted Flamethrower. Vulvul is now here to finish it, and while I assumed the battle is lost, I just push through confusion until Lapras is defeated. The next Pokemon is very tanky as well, being Slowbro. Fluffla is my last Pokemon and Shadow Ball is very bad in this game. Goes with physical and Shadow Ball drops special defense. Doesn't make sense to me. But thanks to a critical hit, Fluffla was able to come out on top, even just barely. Jinx has no defense and goes down in one hit. Bruno is the second Elite Four member, and this is a battle I realized that Bounce and Ponpon isn't that great. I should think about a different strategy and maybe get Ponpon a better fire type attack than Ember. Still, I don't think Bruno is able to beat me, especially after I get more levels, if I have to redo the whole Elite Four again. It looks quite bad here, but every attack ends in the red, and of course I will come out on top with just Fluffla left again. Flareons are just amazing. Agatha is well known for being a troll. I hope for Fluffla to deal enough damage with Shadow Ball against Gengar, but it's barely not enough. When I saw that, I knew this will be a grind fest again. Confuse Ray is very annoying, but I can't afford to switch around all day. When the first Gengar goes down, I switch out into Magmar and try to hit with Psychic. This run is more to see how much damage everything does, to see how far I have to go to beat the whole thing. But Confuse Ray was too strong and Magmar goes down before I could check the damage, which is pretty annoying as well. Vulvul needs to vent a bit and burns Crowbird down after a while. Arbok is never an actual issue, the moves are just not good enough. Charger will be used to destroy the Cobra, it should be completely one-sided. The big Gengar is a whole different story because of Hypnosis. The hit rate is quite bad, but if it hits, it's basically done. But I could use Lum and Chesterberries in a future try to help with that. I think the whole battle would be a non-issue if Shadow Ball would be able to KO in one go. When all is said and done, the last Pokemon of Agatha is Haunter. It is not on the same level as the two Gengars, which helps a lot. In the end, Agatha goes down thanks to Vulvul, which means there's only one Elite Four member left. Lance is on a whole different level than the rest of the Elite Four, especially if you can only use Fire-type Pokemon. For some reason, I thought Gyarados had a water type attack, and I wanted to set up Sun to lessen the damage. Solar Beam is not good enough if it doesn't hit super effective. Pom-Pom goes down via Hyper Beam, the true Lance attack. I chose Charizard next and I realized that it doesn't have any moves against a Gyarados. Dragon Claw might be useful against the Dragonite line, but not against a Gyarados. The Water Snake lowers the HP with Bite until my Charizard is in range for another Hyper Beam. Flafla cleans it up, but now comes the real big issue, which I actually didn't think about beforehand. Aerodactyl is very fast, hits very hard, and does have ancient power, which is super effective against my whole team. I'm not sure how to handle it yet. Being faster than Aerodactyl would mean that I have to grind like 10 more levels. It does go down eventually, but I needed to not get a single ancient power boost, and I was only able to proceed with Magmar, which doesn't stand a chance against a Dragonite. I think I need Charizard at this point with Dragon Claw. I get some more level and see how it goes. At level 52, Lorelei is still a hard battle. Quite a lot can go wrong, and it seems it does go wrong here. Okay, I made some mistakes as well, but I do believe this isn't possible at the level yet. I try again at level 55. The first 3 Elite Four members aren't a problem anymore, so I skip right to the good part. Lance is a very big problem in the first try, but let's see how good he does now. Vulvul tries some Confuse Ray shenanigans, which somehow kinda works out. The damage stacks up, and it goes to the full restore range. Getting to full HP is very annoying, but it happens. Lance withdrew Gyarados into Aerodactyl, which is perfect for Confuse Ray. The damage stacks up a lot, but at the last moment comes an Ancient Power critical hit to defeat Vulvul. Magmar is here for revenge, but gets hit by a huge amount before Aerodactyl finally goes down. Confuse Ray against Dragonite seems like a good strategy, and it works out a bit. It goes dangerously low until Dragonite decides enough is enough and used Outrage to KO Magmar. I choose Charizard next because of Dragon Claw, but it doesn't even KO. I was scared of another full restore, but Lance doesn't want to use one here. Now comes the point where I just try to use Charizard as long as possible to deal as much damage as it can, and it was quite a lot. Dragonite goes down and Gyarados is back to KO Charizard. My Flareon Flafla is here to finish the battle up, but Gyarados can stall a bit longer thanks to a full restore. But in the end, the snake goes down to Flafla. Last Dragonite doesn't stand a chance against my fire type, and I can finally face the champion for the first time in this run. The champion battle is always something very special to me, and I'm actually severely underleveled. Pidgeot used Sand Attack, which can be quite devastating, and Magmar misses the first opportunity it gets. I actually thought the battle is over, but the rival withdrew as well into Rhydon, but another Flamethrower miss and Magmar is defeated, which means I have to make a weird play, using Vulvul next. Flamethrower connects, but doesn't KO, just to see Earthquake defeating Vulvul. Sorry. Pom-Pom can come next, and because of the low HP, full restore will be used and I can use Sunny Day to bring some light into this. With the summon active, Solar Beam can deal some huge amount of damage or just KO Rhydon. Blastoise is next and Sun is very important here. Solar Beam is used and it deals way over half the HP. Rain Dance looks scary, but now comes a very interesting choice to use another Sunny Day and hopefully tank the Hydro Pump under the sun. That is very important because another Solar Beam KOs the big turtle, and with that, the hardest Pokemon to beat is down. Pidgeot is back again, and I use Solar Beam for the case that full restore won't be used. A sun boosted Fire Blast KOs the bird. Alakazam is brutal and way faster, so Pom-Pom goes down here. Flafla is the only one who can beat Alakazam, just tanking a Psychic and hit back with Shadow Ball. Now comes Executor, but the flames of Flafla's Flamethrower is too strong to withstand. Last Pokemon to beat is Arcanine. I don't think Flafla has a chance to beat the Fire Dog, but Dig wastes some extreme speed PPs and deals a bit of damage. After multiple turns, Arcanine comes out on top and Flafla goes down. Now comes the finale, Charizard against Arcanine, and my Charizard wins the battle. I started a run with Charizard and ended it as well. The run was amazing and I had a lot of fun. Fire was always an amazing type for me to use, and the early game was very hard since fire is very rare. Flafla turned out to be an amazing Pokemon to use here. It was able to beat Alakazams and Gengars quite easily. Back to the question, can I beat Pokemon Firered and Leafgreen with just Fire-type Pokemon? Yes, I can. If you have any suggestions or have any advice for the run, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next one.